friends, I'm Rich Larson and I'm the IRC Tire Guy. Today we're breaking down a technique that a lot of guys struggle with and truthfully a lot of guys are afraid of. Today we're talking downhill extreme enduro technique. So often when teaching riders, I see the same mistakes happen when approaching an extremely steep downhill. Most riders, when faced with a downhill, have a very tense approach. The natural reaction that I see is most guys want to sit down. It's almost to be lower and closer to the bottom of the hill. This approach has a lot of problems. Just like in most situations, sitting down causes you to have less control over your machine. This is exacerbated on a downhill. If you're seated and your rear tire happens to get a kick up, which is more likely due to your weight being more over the front of the bike, your ability to counteract that problem is significantly reduced if you're seated. We want to stay standing in an almost exaggerated attack position with your feet on the pegs, your weight above the bike and over the rear tire. I try to stay in this position all the way through the hill, even during the approach. Now this is a big rule that I want everyone to remember. As I approach the downhill, I'm focused on going as slow as I can for as long as I can. So often I see riders rush as they enter the downhill. It's almost as if they want to get the hill over with as quickly as possible. This is the opposite of what you should do. As I enter, I'm focused on full control. Again, as slow as you can for as long as you can. I'm using both my front and rear brakes, focusing on the reaction of my front tire. Think of your rear brake as almost the extra safety and the front tire as the control of the machine. If my front tire starts to slip or lock up, I transfer more braking to the rear tire. It's a fine dance between using both brakes simultaneously. You're focusing on not locking up either tire. If my bike's running, I'm in first gear with the clutch in, but I'm slightly slipping the clutch to add engine braking to stop the rear tire from completely locking up. Now, if the hill is extremely steep, I'll turn my bike off. I'm still in gear and I'm feathering my clutch to go in between freewheeling and engine braking. I'm still fully focused on complete balance and control. Having your static balance down is a technique that will really help you on downhills. The more balance you have, the more control you have at the beginning of the downhill. If you're balanced, the less chance you have of sitting down or needing to dab and take your foot off the rear brake. If you need to dab at any time on the downhill, try to favor the left side, keeping your right foot on the brake and you in control of the speed. As you control the bike down the hill, again, the slower you go, the better off you're going to be. You're focused on trying to find the cleanest line in front of your front tire. Keeping your arms strong and not fully extended back, I try to do a stiff 120-degree elbow angle. That gives you the ability to fully extend if the bike does kick or buck and a correction is needed. Just like in static balance, you're focused on small corrections from left to right with your front tire. Smooth and controlled all the way down the hill. Remember, as slow as you can for as long as you can and stand up. If you're sitting down, the bike's probably riding you. If you're enjoying these tip videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and until next time, keep shredding.